and gentlemen and metalheads of the world. Hopefully I'm Metalhead here. Hope you're enjoying a nice sunny day if you live in the northern hemisphere. Or maybe it's still sunny in the southern hemisphere where it's winter now. I'm pretty sure it's cold in New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, Argentina and Chile right now. But in Stockholm, I'm guessing it's like 28 degrees. How I feel, yeah. So what I'm doing today is I'm doing a long walk from my house in the south of Stockholm all the way to the islands of Lidingö. Now Lidingö is a special island to me because I remember I went there 2 years ago just to find where the Democratic People's Republic of Korean embassy is. And I was so surprised to find that embassy there. I even saw a North Korean, which is quite a thing you don't see all the time. Because the last time I saw a North Korean was actually at Sofia Airport. Sorry, guy with a North Korean passport. So cool. Yeah, so it's gonna be an 18-kilometer walk today. I'm used to doing 15 kilometers. You see, when I lived in Sydney, I used to walk from Chatswood all the way to the Sydney CBD, like Town Hall or Central. And even sometimes I even can continue all the way onto Balmain. So 18 kilometers. So I kind of like how Sweden uses kilometers, because in Britain it's miles. And I never understand anything about miles. You know, I just use kilometers all my life. So to come to a country that uses kilometers is quite good. Now I got some exciting news to tell you. I'm gonna get Moldova off the list next month. All right, I'm gonna leave Stockholm at the end of this month after my rental agreement ends, because I'm only renting in Stockholm for a month. And then I'm flying to a town called Yasi or Yas. So I got really cheap flights from the south of Sweden to Yas, and then it's only a few hours by bus to I think Ceausescu, I think. Chisinau, the capital of Moldova. So I'm going to check out Moldova, and I'm going to also look around the country, even go to that part which isn't really recognized. It's very communist, Transnistria. So that should be good. I'm also going to cross into Ukraine, because I've never properly seen Ukraine. I've been to Ukraine just to change planes at Kiev airport, but I've never gotten a passport stamp from Ukraine. So Ukraine's on the list, and I mean, since I'm going to be in since I'm going to be in Moldova, since I'm going to be in Ukraine, I might as well just go to Slovakia, because I went to Slovakia a couple of years ago. I didn't see anything. I just took a bus through from Czech Republic to Hungary, and I saw no flags flying. Yeah. But I'm going to get back to England early August, just to go back to London, just resume my usual London life. It's been a huge difference of living in Stockholm, renting an apartment, not having to live in hostels, not having to go travel for 2 hours to get to work, 2 hours back home. You know, I mean, I enjoyed my London life. I enjoyed all the bands, enjoyed all the music and stuff. And I mean, Sweden's so much awesome. I mean, I'm in Stockholm now, and there's so many trees. I mean, you want to see trees in London, you go to Hampstead. My life isn't complete until I eat the Swedish sweets. I'm making the long walk to Lidingö, or Lidingö, whatever you want to call it. Time to give a bit of an update. So, I've been in Sweden now for 2 weeks. I've applied for a couple of jobs online. I had a Skype interview with this company in Stockholm. They wanted me to go work in the northern part of Sweden, near the Norwegian border, at the very top. And then they were just asking me how old I was, some 32. And then they were trying to make contact with my references. I mean, one's in Australia. I mean, and then there's an 11-hour time difference between Sweden and Sydney. And then my other references in London. So I never heard back, no rejection letter. So it is effing rude when jobs you apply for, they got no decency to write you a rejection letter. Hey, I may fucking suck, but I want a reason why. So that's what I'm kind of like, because see, in England and Australia, if nobody gave me a job, if nobody sent me a rejection letter, I'd be like, oh well, go fuck yourself, you prick. I'm gonna go enjoy spending your tax money on rent and pornography. And if you want me to stop doing that, you should have given me a job. So, but in Sweden, like, I can't live off welfare because I don't have a stupid personal number. Now, I've applied for a personal number, which was one of the first things I did, and they put in the paperwork and stuff in Stockholm. But the problem is, like, they'll only give you these numbers, like, if you have, like, work. So, like, if you don't, like, have, like, a job, or you're studying, or you got, like, enough money, they won't give you this stupid personal number. And without this number, like, you can't open bank accounts or get, like, free Swedish lessons. So, it's kind of ridiculous how Swedish people and Nordic people can come to the United Kingdom, they can get national insurance numbers, they can get NHS numbers, but people in the United Kingdom, until a Brexit deal has happened, well, we can't come to the Nordic countries and get numbers without, like, job contracts. So kind of like it does really make sense. I haven't left Stockholm at all. Like, I went south to visit Dead's grave last week. I go to the city a few times a week. I don't dine out at all. I do all my shopping a little. And the interesting thing, which will shock you, is that I'm only spending about £45 a week. I mean, excluding my big rental contract, which was less than £400 a month, I'm only spending, like, £45 a week on little bits of transport and food. That's pretty much about it. Like, I have thought, like, about going back to London a bit early, but then I realised, no, I've already paid a decent amount of money to, like, stay here, so I'm going to stay until the end of July. Another thing is, I am learning Swedish online through Duolingo, so I can say a whole bunch of stuff like, jag dricker tea, jag dricker milk, jag dricker kaffe, like flicka means girl, podjuk, god morgon, hej da, bara bra, but I mean, like, when you have, like, intellectual, like, disabilities and stuff, like, and you got the memory of an elephant, you kind of, like, forget these things that easily. I mean, oh, excuse me about this fly, I mean, just a wasp here. Sorry, apologize if I killed it, so, yeah, but it was just annoying me. So, when you're gonna move from an English-speaking country, and you're gonna come to, like, Scandinavian stuff, like, it does pay if you know the language, because, I mean, a lot of jobs will say, must speak Swedish, must speak English, but I just don't understand how in Norway there are so many Polish people, like, working in the fishing industry and other industries, and, I mean, not many of them can speak Norwegian. So, I have looked into jobs in, like, Norway and Denmark, so I'll probably only move back to these countries if I ever get, like, a job contract. So, main aim is, like, I'll just go back to England in August, save a bit of money, study some Swedish online for nothing, study extra languages, don't spend much money, and then maybe sometime in 2019 I'll, like, move back to Sweden or Norway or Denmark, and hopefully just get a job. I mean, the one thing I don't understand is, look, my job in London is kitchen porter. You translate that, like, from English to Swedish, and you Google, like, the translation of kitchen porters, like something like cook porter or something like that, and you can't find any, like, jobs. I mean, nobody's advertising, like, dishwashing jobs online in Swedish. They're all advertising waiter jobs. And it's not that I can't do, like, waiter work. I did that for many years in Australia. It's just that it's too easy to get, like, a kitchen porter job. They'll just give that to somebody who's, like, an EU citizen or got a work permit. Skyro Garden or Woodland Cemetery. I just discovered today they got a Jewish section, which I never knew about. And surprisingly, Jewish cemeteries aren't really supposed to be open on Saturdays, because today is Saturday. So this is the Jewish section, and then everywhere else, like where I've been visiting, that's mostly like Russian Orthodox. I mean, it's quite surprising when you see so many Russian Orthodox graves and so many graves of people from the Baltics, you know. And like a lot of these graves here, some of these people buried here are like Holocaust survivors. Well, like people who like fled World War II and escaped to Sweden for safety. See, this couple here, he came from Warsaw and she came from Blisava. So these two people were refugees who came to Sweden, like maybe during World War II or after World War II. You know, I mean, first they would just give the Nazis, then you would have just give the communists. And here we have the grave of another Jewish refugee to Sweden, Joachim Goldstein, who was born in Berlin in 1920, and he died here in Stockholm in 2003. Well, I'm back again at Greta Garbo's grave. One thing I can't stop doing in Stockholm is going to the cemetery to pay my respects to Greta Garbo. I'm in Sandsborg Cemetery right now. So I was here a couple of days ago to give Catherine's grave a bit of a drink of water, you know, because I like to water the plants here. Yeah. So when I was like last year, a couple of days ago, there's been a battery fan from Mexico who left a Aztec symbol on Catherine's grave. So hopefully nobody's stolen it. I mean, every time I tend to go to Catherine's grave, when I first came here, people were just leaving coins and pics and bottles of whiskey and photographs of Catherine. I mean, honest to God, Catherine really needs a proper plaque. Like, the only way people know that he's buried there is because the stone says Forsberg as his surname. And, I mean, if you go online on these cemetery records, it actually says there's like 10 other people buried in the same plot where Catherine is. So, like, 10 other people, that's going back to, like, 1930s. So all of, like, Catherine's parents, his grandparents and great-grandparents, and, like, 2 other families. So here, we're at Catherine's grave, right here. Flowers look pretty good after I gave them the water on Thursday. This is the special thing the guy from Mexico is given. It's like an Aztec calendar. Someday I like to go to Mexico. Like, the only Mexican band I can think of is like that, that parody band that had members of like Faith No More and Napalm Death. Brujura. I mean, they weren't really Mexican, they're just people with like alter egos. So Catherine may live on forevermore in Valhalla. Right there, that's the Tele2 Arena. Pretty sure they play like football games there. I mean, it's pretty big. Yeah. But it's not far from Stockholm City, because Stockholm City is all the way up there. So every time I come to and from Stockholm, I always want to know what that giant ball thing is, or a dome. And as a matter of fact, it's just another sporting arena. Now this is something you don't really see every day. They've had to open the bridge to get all the boats through the canal. So like, right through from here, going all the way out there. So bridge is up for some time. The people are just stuck here. I reckon all those people kind of wish that they were actually up here on this road. That cloud over there looks to me like a mushroom cloud. Stephen Hawking always once said, always make sure you look up at the sky and not down at your feet. Something beyond the lines of... very good. The bridge to Lidingö is not far from here. Lidingö. So right over there, that's the footbridge to go to the island of Lidingö. You can get a train from over there. I think the T-train ends, and then there's a different type of train that goes across the bridge. So I remember when I was last year, December 2016, I actually danced across that bridge. And I'm going to do the same thing again today. Because I'm always happy to be in Scandinavia, but it's quite shit when you have to like leave and go back to England and work there. You know. Scandinavia, yay! England. Bridge, walking across the Lindigo. Yeah, see? Bit of a dance move, bit of a skip. Yeah. The interesting thing about Lindigo is a lot of the ambassadors like live over there. I found the North Korean embassy there last time. There's a whole bunch of embassies in one block, like Zimbabwe, Eritrea, El Salvador, and a lot of left-wing nations. Which is a good thing why they're all like located there. It would be my dream if I was to live in Lindigo. I mean, where I'm living in the south of Stockholm is okay, but I just kind of think Lindigo is just very special and very nice, as it like separates itself from like the rest of Stockholm. I mean, you need to get that train across to get across back into Stockholm. So look, dance across the bridge. Remember like last time I danced across the bridge, I was listening to that stupid, depressing Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel song, like Don't Give Up. You know, it's just, it's like, oh, I gotta walk out of there, I can't take anymore, I'm gonna stand on that bridge. And it's kind of like a bit weird that like, you're walking across a bridge and you're not suicidal, depressed and crap, and then you listen to like a song, it's like very motivative and stuff, you know, don't give up. So I made it. I'm finally at the North Korean embassy right there. In about a year's time, I'm going to save a bit of money and go to North Korea overland. I just need to get a Chinese visa in London, and then I can also pick up my North Korean visa in London. Or if I'm living in Stockholm, I can pick my visa here. Because like the funny thing is, like a tour to North Korea is like the cheapest is like 800 euros for a couple of days, but then just to get the visa, it's only like 30. If you can believe it, I have actually walked 18 kilometers today. From my home in the south of Stockholm at the end of the T-line, all the way to the North Korean embassy in Lindigo. And I left home after lunch, and it's now like 6:30 at night. So I'm just waiting for the bus, which is going to take me like back to the other side of Stockholm, and then I'll just get the train back home. Only for 33 kronas. Because I mean seriously, if I take a train to the city and then train back home, that's a total of 66 kronas spent a day. Not bad, man. It's about like £5 or £6. I mean, normally you'd pay that in London if you take the tube, but I mean, in London, if you just take the bus, it's only like £1.50 a bus ride, and you can take 2 bus rides within an hour.